Today, we are going to be talking about boobs. Hello, my name is Rayanne. I am a curve model, fashion blogger, digital entrepreneur, all of these wonderful things. If you don't follow me already, please check me out on Instagram at Rayanne Langus. Today, we are going to be talking about boobs. This is by far my most asked question, my most, every time I mention a breast reduction or post an old photo of me, my DMs are blowing up. And I wrote a blog post on it a couple years ago that I will link in the description of this video. But I thought I would do a video on my entire breast reduction story in depth, like we're friends having a coffee and I'm just telling you about my experience if you are thinking about getting a breast reduction for yourself. To give you a little background, I somehow, out of my two sisters, I think I got all of the boob genes for all of us. My little sister has very small boobs and my older sister has pretty, average size boobs. And I have just always had really large boobs. In high school is when I realized that I had really big boobs because that was the only reason that I got attention from guys. And I felt like very much of my identity was tied to having big boobs in my younger years in high school and college. But it was my freshman year of college, I gained quite a bit of weight, probably almost 20 pounds, and my boobs got bigger. And then the summer after my freshman year, I lost all of that weight and still my boobs went up a cup size, even losing almost 20 pounds. And that's when I was like, okay, this is really starting to annoy me for a few reasons. I'm a big person. I'm 5'11". I'm just a very big boned, big person. So I had a little neck and back pain, but to be honest, it wasn't life altering. The main things were, I felt like as I was learning to love my body, I really struggled with how to dress my body and how I saw my body with these boobs. So I had a 36H and I felt like I couldn't find things to fit my body, and it just was kind of an ongoing battle. And also as I became more active. I played volleyball and tennis in high school. If you have big boobs, you understand what I say when they just literally got in the way. Trying to do a backhand and play tennis, they got in the way is the only way I can describe it. And also as I got older and really got into fitness, it really is so much just an added layer of difficulty having to wear two sports bras. After I wore a sports bra, I just felt like I had pressure pushing on me all day long. Even when I wore a normal bra, I had really thick indents after the day. Not to mention I was spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on bras to fit me. I think fashion has come a long way with swimsuits and bras for girls with bigger boobs. It's still very difficult, but I remember shopping for a swimsuit for my senior year spring break trip and I couldn't find anything. Not one thing fit me. And it was so incredibly frustrating, and it's just really hard to have to deal with that. So all of these things had made me want to start thinking about a breast reduction for, many years. So it was a combination of frustration with how they looked, how I felt in my body, being able to find clothes, and then also the pain and uncomfortability. Is that a word? I don't know. that came along with that. And I finally had decided to move forward with the breast reduction in February of 2017. And I kind of rushed into it a little bit, which is one of my regrets, because my parents had moved to Australia and they were gonna no longer have insurance. So I was no longer gonna have insurance. I was gonna have to get insurance on my own, and the insurance I was gonna have through my job wasn't as good as my dad's insurance. So I wanted to get this done while I was on my dad's insurance so that most of the cost would be covered for me. So I rushed into it. Basically the process of when you want to get a breast reduction is you should do your research, find plastic surgeons in your area. If you know anyone who's had it done, talk to them, ask them about who they saw. I'm not going to share who I went with in Denver because, like I said, someone had referred me to him, but to be honest, seeing my boobs now compared to my friends who have been to other surgeons, I don't think he did as good of a job. He was the only consultation I had, and I moved forward with him because I was on this time constraint. So if you're thinking about getting a breast reduction, set up consultations with plastic surgeons, look at their work, and see who you would want to move forward with. If you also want to have it covered by insurance, this was like, again, I said in 2017, and this is just what I did, but I had to go to a chiropractor probably for only 5 visits. And I just told him the situation and that I wanted to have a breast reduction. He had done this before with other clients, so he knew. So basically, after going to the plastic surgeon and getting a consultation, and that doctor saying, yes, you are a good candidate for a breast reduction, I went to a chiropractor for I can't even remember, it was probably 3 to 5 visits. And he also said, yes, you would benefit from having a breast reduction. So both of those doctors wrote letters to my insurance. And from there, the insurance company said yes, we'll cover, no, whatever. It depends on your insurance. I think I ended up paying $5,000 after insurance covered everything. As for the actual surgery, it's so crazy, but I really don't remember that much of the surgery day. What I do remember, it's all a blur. What I do remember is that I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Am I making a mistake? Am I gonna regret this? I was so nervous. This surgery is no fucking joke. They literally basically cut around your nipple, down and under your boob. So it looks like an anchor. So around, down, and under like this. And they take out all your boob stuff. They have to reconstruct your nipple and sew you back up and make sure everything's in line and even. This is no joke. This is so much more intense than going the other way of getting a boob job. I know people have said that after their surgery, they went home. I think that's called outpatient. So they had the surgery and went home that day. That was not the case for me. So I woke up from surgery and I remember looking down and just started crying because I was in so much pain and they looked so small and flat. I was like, what the fuck did I do? I was just in shock. Not to mention, I had an allergic reaction to the anesthesia, so I just had my chest literally cut open and then I could not stop vomiting. And you know how when you're vomiting, it takes every muscle in your body? So I was in just a bad state. I was in so much pain. I stayed in the hospital overnight and my mom took me home the next day. So when people tell me they left the same day of surgery, I'm shocked. Also, some people tell me that they had drains after their surgery. I never had any drains. I just had a super sexy medical bra that I had to wear for 2 or 3 months after and had gauze in it that just soaked up the oozingness that was coming out of my boobs. So it was not pretty. And then as far as post-surgery goes, like I said, you have to wear this surgical bra for 2 or 3 months after. I mean, again, this might have changed and it probably depends doctor to doctor. And I took 2 days completely off of work and then I had the weekend. So I did the surgery on like a Wednesday, took off Thursday, Friday, and then I had Saturday, Sunday, and then started back to work remotely for the next like 3 days or something. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I just had a desk job at the time. So I just like sat and worked at a desk. So that was really fine. But if you have like a job where you are like physically moving around, or you're like working retail or that sort of thing, you're gonna need to take probably like 2 weeks off of work. The other thing, you're not supposed to like lift your arms or lift heavy things afterwards. So you wanna make sure you have like button up shirts or zip up sweatshirts and stuff that you can just put on, because you're not supposed to put things over for like a week or two. And you can't wear an underwire bra for like 2 or 3 months after. Again, this is so long ago, it's hard for me to remember. Your doctor should tell you all of this, but there is a period of time where you can't wear an underwire bra. After my surgery, I had to go back in and have him reconstruct one of my nipples, because basically if you have huge boobs, you have huge nipples, okay? So like my nipples before, my friends in college would always call them like pizzas, not even pepperonis, like pizzas. Really, really big on my big boobs. So if I still had the huge nipples on these smaller boobs, it would look crazy. So they make your areola smaller, and my areola was not like a very symmetrical circle with a nipple in the middle. It was like wonky and lopsided, and I was like, what the hell, dude? I am not happy with this. So I had to go in, I was awake, and he fixed my nipple a little bit. So that was really, really not fun. And that's the one part where I said, really take time to go to consultations and find a good doctor. I just wasn't really happy with, I'm still not totally happy with the shape of my boobs. The scars should be under your boobs, and you really shouldn't be able to see them. Mine aren't really under them. Your scars are gonna be noticeable. When you go into this, you just be prepared, you're gonna have scars. You can use things like bio oil to help with that, but you will have scarring. Like I said though, this scar should lay underneath your boob, and mine don't. Mine's like right here. Also, my nipples are like just not as symmetrical and circular as I would want. I wish I could show you, but like no, we couldn't. You'll just have to use your imagination. So now looking back 3 years later, my only regret is not going to a different doctor. I would do it over again. I think I feel more comfortable in my body with these smaller boobs. Don't get me wrong, some days I look back and I do kind of miss them some days because they don't have the scarring, and to be honest, it takes time to like detach that from your identity. A lot of my identity was tied into having these huge boobs. So I think that's just like something that takes time, but overall, I am very, very happy with my decision to have a breast reduction. The only thing I don't really wear is triangle bikini tops because of my scarring, and I don't want the scars to be in the sun, but I can wear basically anything I want. I feel more comfortable in my body. They don't get in the way when I'm working out or playing tennis or being active. So I am very, very happy with my decision. My only advice as if I was like your older sister or best friend telling you, is don't rush into this decision. Take your time, really think on it. Do your research and find a good doctor who knows what they're doing. But be prepared, there's like an adjustment period. You go your whole life having these huge boobs, and then when your body changes, it's strange. It's an adjustment period, and they also take time to settle. The only other con that I still don't know yet if it's a real con is possibly not being able to breastfeed when I have kids, which a lot of people, even if you don't have a breast reduction, there can be issues with breastfeeding. So for me, that was a risk that I was willing to take. And you don't know until you're in that situation. And for me, that was the decision that I made for myself. I guess I'll have to report back to you on the day that I have kids, but that's gonna be a while. I think if you decide to move forward with the breast reduction, you're gonna be so, so happy. I hope this video was informative and helpful. Thank you you so much for watching. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about having a breast reduction yourself, please just leave them in the comments below, and I of course am there to answer them for you. And I will see you next Sunday. Till then, have an amazing week. Sending you all so much love. Bye.